How's it going, everybody? I hope you are all having a wonderful day. We got a little and a lot to talk about all at the same time. By little, I mean I didn't trade much today, and by a lot, I mean it's kind of a grind up, all day long. Uh, we basically, and it was one of those, I mean, if you look here on the 5 minute chart, it was a literal grind up all day long. And you did not stop one time framing up all day long. By one time framing up, I mean you didn't take out a single previous time frames low all day long. All day long, you didn't do it. You continued to take out previous time frames high, setting new highs on the day. Even though at this time later in the evening, or in the afternoon, I should say, early morning, afternoon. We got seven wide. We had a seven wide point of control, but all that was a little bit of rest period, and we kind of continued to still make highs on the day, edging up towards that balance high, and then eventually breaking out of the balance to the upside. So now, with that being said, the daily has gone from balance, because remember we were in a 4 day balance, right? And yesterday we kind of treated it as an inside day. We were in a 4 day balance. We came out of that balance to the upside. Well, the market, let's review what happened to the T. I'm not going to break down too much for you guys, but let's break down to the T. We opened with a gap initially. Out of that inside day, opened with a gap. We pulled back, we filled that gap. I actually got short once we came into this day. What was it? Into yesterday's range, and then I got out. I got out 63 and a quarter. No, 63 and three quarters. So it was a good trade from 70 down to 63 and three quarters. Uh, After that, didn't take another trade until right here in K period. I was short against the day's high, looking to fill the single prints. Because, I wasn't expecting us to hold trend all day. Well, we did exactly that. Today ended up being a triple distribution day, and I got stopped out at the high. So, not too many trades, two trades, done. Basically, break even on the day. With that being said, there were some opportunities. I mean, obviously, after we pulled back on that gap, we filled the gap. You could have taken a long against the previous day's high, and if we found acceptance anywhere inside of the previous day's value, you could have gotten out because at that point you would have gone and traded down at that 9Y point of control. But we never did that. Uh, as you can see, we got right down to that value and we bounced. So that was a great trade opportunity for a long side. And then after that, I mean, you could have even taken the trade later in uh, B period after we taken out A's high and closed above the open. You could have taken the long in C period after taking out the initial balance high on any pullback. I mean, there was all day long. It was telling you to go to the long side, and you know anybody that was short in the market selling this market was getting hurt, as you can tell, because they obviously were the ones providing the bid all day. Volume was relatively light, so not a lot going on, mostly short covering that kept this thing grinding higher, as well as some algo stepping in late in the day. Like I said, we do end with a triple distribution from A's low to, I don't even know what time frame this is. A, B, C, D, E, F to F's high uh, is one distribution. Then from F's high to K's high, no, till J's high is another distribution. And then from J's high to the day's high in M period is another distribution. So from here to here is one. Then from there to there is another. And then from there to the day's low is another distribution. So it's 3 different distributions. Let's go ahead and label them different colors real quick so you guys can see visually what I'm talking about. Different distributions here. Let's go with some Christmas colors. The blue. 3 different distributions. All one distribution here, one distribution here, another distribution here. So triple distribution. Grind up all day long. We go out with uh, 2 sets of single prints, and we go. That's basically it. Not a wide point of control. One time framing up all day. I mean, you could have even taken a really good risk reward trade above the balance high, what some people review as a break and a retest. Right here on the 30-minute chart, we broke above that balance high and we pulled back and we held. I mean, you can even see here to the tick in these 2 time frames in H and I period on these 2 time frames at 93 there was a supply shut off. We'd even backtest 92.75. Supply shut off, there was some buying going in right there, and then boom, we rocketed it up, right? I mean, great risk reward trade there. Anywhere back inside the day's range or at the single print fill, you get out, right? Other than that, you buy against that area because right in here, let me get rid of this daily. My bad, guys. But anywhere right in here where I'm about to highlight, you could have been buying because there were trap shorts there. Anywhere in that area is an area that you could have bought because as some people like to review it as is it was once uh, where supply was, it turned into a demand zone. So supply got shaken out. They covered, creating now a demand zone. So once we pulled back, you could have bought against that, and then boom, up we go. So even if you would have waited until late in the day, you could have had a really good trade on your hand. But let's go ahead and put in our destinations here. That way, whenever we come in tomorrow, we can have a idea of what to expect. As I believe we got some data coming out tomorrow, or is it the Fed minutes? Yeah, we have Fed minutes out tomorrow. So that's kind of what the market. I believe the short covering was for. Fed minutes are coming out. Nothing that we don't already know necessarily, but it can have an effect on how the market will interpret the future. So there's our low of day. Uh, Nothing until F period where the single prints get filled at 50 here. So right now I'm just marking my chart. This is where single prints will fill if we pull back. Also an area where you can look to buy, right? It's crazy. I mean, absolutely crazy how right here you have 2 poor lows. Also 2 poor highs. So supply shut off and demand shut off in this area, and then finally we popped it. It's kind of wild. But right now we are above that day of the balance, so let's go ahead and take that out. Let's put in 93. 93. I'll probably use this as a, I'll probably break this day down in depth more on a different video because it is a pretty good example of a break it or retest as some people like to review. I don't look for it too often, but when market generated information such as uh, single prints occur in that area and it becomes an area that can buy, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, it's a beautiful setup, beautiful risk reward, and a good opportunity. Then right here we have 98.75 where single prints will then fill. And what I'm highlighting here is just area areas where shorts provided a bid and people also, or intraday traders also bought. One, yeah, one, two, three. Yep, 99.75. So if we pull back to these areas, you can look to take a long against this area and then get out once the single print's filled, or we get it a little bit further down below the single print fill. Single print start 22. Oh no. I hate when I zoom in too much. It throws me off. All right. And then boom, and then we'll review the big boy, and then we'll hop off here. Sorry, these videos are always really long, but I like to kind of show you my process of how I do things, so I'm gonna do it. Single prints fill. Boom. Single print start. Another thing is we price probed, so we'll have that to mark as well. Pretty wild day. Absolutely, honestly, not what I was expecting coming into today. Uh, at all. Not at all what I was expecting to come into. I forgot to put the date. It's gonna bug me. And then I gotta turn this to this. This to dash dot dot dot. Like I'm doing Morse code, and then here we have a price probe at L's high at 07 even. If I can get it, boom. Oh no, I didn't. All right, let's try that again. 07. Oh, I got 69.9. 07 even is where our price probe is. So that's just where price spiked and we never looked back. So we look for acceptance above that now. All that means is we spiked through that price point at 4,007. We spiked through it. All it was nothing but bids as short covering, and buyers came into the market, causing the market to spike pretty high, right? All it did was think of it as a ceiling. There was a ceiling there, and we punched through that ceiling, and its price spiked up all the way up to 4,012, right? So as a stop run. So now we look to find acceptance, and you can even see here in end period, you never came back to that area specifically. So tomorrow when we come into the market, we look for acceptance above that, and the day's high here at 4,012.50. 4,012.50. Sorry if I sound funny. I'm overcoming a cold. So, it's that time of year where everybody's starting to get sickly in some way. What is happening? I'm losing my mind. Okay. All right. So let's go over destinations real quick. For the upside, I don't know why I turned the high day green. For the upside, I'm losing it, boys. High day is at 4,012.50. Then we don't have anything till that high day from the 14th at 4,038.75. Then the high day at 4,051.25, which also, we're coming up on that gap and right where the 200-day moving average is at. This up here isn't accurate. The 50 or the 200-day moving average is at 51.25. So if we get to that high, then we'll be testing the 200-day moving average on the daily. For the downsides, we have the price probe 4,007. Single prints start at 4,475. They fill at 4,175. Next set, 4,000 or 3,099. 3,999.75. Fill at 3,998.75. I am losing my mind. It's that time of year for me. Then we have another set of single prints, 30,993. They fill at 3,990.50. And then from there, you don't have anything till vacuum down to the low of day at 3,962.75. And then that 9 wide POC at 3,953.75. So if tomorrow Fed minutes come out, this market spikes us higher. Maybe we get a little bit of a grind or an inside day, whatever it may be, and we spike up to the upside, we will go test that 200-day moving average. If the market sees some bearishness in the wording, then the market should roll over. We'll fill the single prints and maybe go test that non-white POC, right? But right now, let's go over the daily. Let's go over the big boys here. So you can see here on the daily, we came out of that balance, that 4-day balance I was talking about. Balance low, 1375, the balance high, 92.75. So we came out of that to the upside. We're looking to test that 200-day moving average, which happens to be right in that area that I'm talking about, the gap, right? Just happens to be right below where it starts. So maybe if the market tomorrow, we go and we test that. We back off of it the first time. Market doesn't like it. We come back into this balance area. We fell this trend line again because it looks like we're trying to pop it, right? We did that last time. We popped out of this trend line, tested the 200, didn't like it, rolled back over. Maybe we do the same thing again. We pop out of this trend line, we test it, we roll back over. Possibility. Not saying that's going to happen, but it is a possibility. Daily has now gone from balance to up. We are now one time framing up on the daily. Weekly continues to one time frame up. We did not take out last week's low, so we continue to one time frame up. And then the monthly, we are still in a balance. That monthly balance high is at, 4137.75. So once we get up there, then we'll have, a good chance at turning this market up at that point. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Thanks for stepping in. I hope maybe my explanations help you better understand the markets. If not, please leave a comment below. Let me know what I need to explain better. Uh, you know, as I'm trying to do this for myself and as well as for anybody that is interested in learning the markets. And if you have a deeper uh, connection with the markets and you want to learn more, I am in a Discord with a great mentor. Just I'll leave a link in the description below with his information and his channel as well. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. See ya.